Hey everyone, so I'm back today to do another video, and I'm here to do my May wrap-up. I know it's a little late, but I've been really busy editing all my videos from BookCon and New York City and stuff like that, so it's a little late, but it's better late than never, right? So I read 9 books in the month of May, and that's a decent amount. I'm really proud of myself. Bout of Books also happened in May, and I was able to read a bunch of books during that time. I think I read 5 during Bout of Books, which is awesome. The first book I read in May is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. It's the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. This one I actually had started in March and I just never finished it until the beginning of May, but it was freaking amazing. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The magic system in this world, I'm sure you've heard all about the series, is incredible. Like, allomancy and burning the metals in your body is amazing. The action was incredible, and the book was just like, oh, so freaking amazing. I can't wait to continue on with the rest of the series. That might be a little while before I get to those, but I'm just so excited. The next book I read in May is Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendar Blake. This is the first book in like the duology, the second one being Girl of Nightmares. I think you might be able to see it. Yeah, it's right down here if you can see it, but I haven't read that one yet. This one I gave 3 out of 5 stars, I believe. It wasn't the greatest book, but it was really creepy and it kept me engaged, like, throughout the whole thing. Like, this was, like, legitimately creepy. I got chills. I read it at night and I'm looking over at my closets and stuff and I'm like, I really hope nothing pops out at me. Yes, it was a creepy read, and I would recommend it even though I gave it 3 stars because it was still a good read. And then it was Bound of Books 10.0 time, and the first book I read during that was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This book was amazing. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't 5 stars for me, but it was still really, really good. I felt so bad for Charlie, and I actually saw the movie before I read the book. The movie was amazing. It just got me even more excited to read the book, and I read it during Bout of Books. I read it in almost the first day. Like, I finished the last, 10 pages during the second day, but yeah, I read it during the first day pretty much, and it was awesome. It just kept me reading, and it was such a quick read, and, the lettering and stuff is small, but this is a small book, and it was so quick for me to read, and I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it if you haven't read it yet, and definitely go see the movie because the movie is freaking amazing. Then the next book I read during Bout of Books was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This book was really, really good. I gave it 4 stars. Wasn't the greatest thing ever, but 4 stars is really good rating. I really loved how there were pictures throughout the story. The one picture really freaked me out when the girl first shows up, like the main girl in this, but that one really freaked me out. But, see the pictures in the back? Yeah. So I'm sure you've heard a lot about this book already, so I won't go too much into detail because it's kind of complex in a sense. There is a school for peculiar children, and they are children that have abilities or powers pretty much. One girl, she kind of floats, so she doesn't really have gravity. Gravity doesn't affect her, so they have to tie her down so she doesn't float away kind of thing. So one girl can create light with her hands. That's the one that I was talking about. Creeped me out when I first saw the picture of her because that was really freaking creepy. But yeah, it really interests me, and I will pick up the next one as soon as I'm off my book buying ban. Then the next book I read was Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and oh my god, this book was freaking amazing. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I loved all the cyborgs in it. The concept was incredible. I loved how it was a retelling of Cinderella. While I was reading this book, I knew I needed to get the 3rd one because I already had the 2nd one. I knew I was gonna jump right into the rest of the book, so I knew I had to get the 3rd one, and I just immediately went onto Amazon and bought the 3rd one. And I read those too, so you'll see them later in my wrap-up. but I did read those two, like, back to back. This book and series is just so freaking incredible. I don't know why it took me so long to read it, but it did, and I feel like an idiot for not reading it sooner, because this book and series is amazing. I can't wait to read the fourth one, which is called Winter, and I'm not sure when that comes out. Probably 2015. So next year. That really sucks. Then the next two books that I read during Bout of Books, well, actually I think it's the last two books I read during Bout of Books, are actually graphic novels. The first one being Boxers and the second one being Saints. These are by Jean Luen Yang. Yeah. These are about the Boxer Rebellion that took place in China in, what year was it? 18 something? Yeah, 1898. It was the Boxer Rebellion. And obviously it's not like all historical stuff, because they have like magical powers, like the gods bestowed upon them, and it's so cool. The artwork is amazing. Just look at this artwork. This is when they're like transforming into their god personas, pretty much. It is so amazing. I loved this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was just incredible, and it was really fast-paced because it is a graphic novel, so it's really fast-paced. And then Saints is the same story pretty much, except it's from another perspective. It is on the other side of the Boxer Rebellion. So this one, the character is part of the Boxer Rebellion, and then this one isn't. Like, she is more becoming Christian, so she's what these guys thought was really bad. So yeah, this is the other side of it, and she also feels like she needs to do something about this, and she meets Joan of Arc, pretty much. That's what she is. So it's kind of like not exactly historical, so there's a lot of other stuff involved in this. And I like this artwork as well because it's not as colorful. Like, it's more dulled down, and I really like that. So I would definitely recommend this graphic novel series if you are interested in reading graphic novels, because they are really good. Both of them I gave 4 stars. Both of them are really fast reads and really awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I learned something from it, even though it's kind of more fiction. But I did learn something from it. Like, I completely forgot about the Boxer Rebellion, pretty much. So, yeah. Then the last 2 books I read in May were Scarlet and Cress by Marissa Meyer, the second and third book in the Lunar Chronicles series. Both of them I gave 5 stars because they were both so amazing. Scarlet is a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, and Cress is a retelling of Rapunzel. Well, can you answer this for me? Like, where does Cress come from? For Rapunzel, I mean. I know where Cress comes from in the book, but, like, Cinder is Cinderella, obviously. Scarlet, Little Red Riding Hood, because the red. But Cress, like, comes out of nowhere. Like, there's one thing that I can say about this series, and it's that the guys in the series are to die for. Like, Wolf and Prince Kai, they are amazing. I love Wolf. I think Wolf might be my favorite. I just feel so bad for him. Wolf is in Scarlet, if you didn't catch that from his name. But yes, if you have not read this series yet, please do, because it is absolutely amazing. You will not regret reading it. So yeah, that was my real quick May wrap-up. I hope you all enjoyed it. Tell me down below if you have read any of these books, if you enjoyed them, what you thought about them, stuff like that. I would love to know. I love talking to all of you in the comments because it's awesome. I also have a Twitter if you wanted to follow me on Twitter. I will leave the link down below in the description. So yeah, thanks guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye!